Hello everyone, it's me, Jim, coming to you again from Nevada on a walk. And I do a lot of walking. I think I'm pretty much walking every day now. And with other exercises as well. But I was walking here at another location that I discovered. And there's so many places to mountain bike, trail run, walk, whatever you want to do. And I'm noticing once again the landscape here. And you can see the striations. See that line right there? Then there's another line of rock right there. Then there's another line right there. And it's just really neat. And to think millions of years, and then this was once underwater. It's just fascinating to me. I mean, look at this. Isn't that weird? Isn't that something? Look at that. I mean, it's just amazing. All this is in the rock, And then what made these lines in here? Was this once soft? Was this under the water and that was just through time? It carved all that out. I mean, look at it. Look. Just amazing. Absolutely amazing to me. And, but yeah, this is it just goes and goes and goes for miles, these trails, and you can go all over, and you can go all the way on up to the top if you want to. And I was up there yesterday, walking along the trails up there. And there's trails going all along the ridge lines up there. And I was up there with 50-mile-an-hour winds, and we had high winds yesterday. Yep, I was up there in them high winds. I'm lucky I didn't blow off, but it made for the additional challenge. But just wanted to share this. Something unique here once again. And when the planes fly away, it's just deafeningly quiet. It's just quiet out here. And there was a couple mountain bikers went by, and they took off going that way. And then a trail runner came running towards me. That was cool. I'm gonna have to get some trail running shoes. That'd be fun. Just trail run through here. And but you can see this network of trails here. So it's easy to navigate. You have different, you can either just stay on this where it's pretty flat, or you can go up elevation and get a good leg workout. And it froze. It was cold, below freezing out here last night as well. So it gets cold in Nevada, man. It gets cold. And look at that. There's a cave up there. You see it? Look at that. Want to go up and see it? Let's go up and see it. I'm curious now. Hold on. Oh yeah, I'm feeling it. Climbed up through here. Here we go. What is that, bat poop? What is that? See the droppings? I just wonder if there's bats. Somebody's living in here. Yep, somebody's living in here. Yep. So if you needed shelter for the night, I think you might have company. Cool place to kind of escape to, huh? Feel like a caveman in here. Whew. So easy a caveman could do it. Yeah. Wish I would have saw this yesterday. I could got out of the wind. Wait for the weather to pass. Have your gear. Lay your sleeping bag out. Nice place to hide out for the night right here. Heck yeah. We got the high ground up here. And then look at this. Look at that. Isn't that neat? Wonder what that is. I don't know. But yeah, how neat. How neat. Going back down. Okay, I came down from the mountain out of my cave. Jim came out of his cave. Would be a good place to hang out for a few days. Get one with yourself. Yeah, go hide in your cave. And then with the way the world is, maybe for a lot of people you want to hide in your caves, your home, because the world just seems to be getting crazier and crazier. It's what, January 10th, 2026? How you doing? 10 days into the new year. You know, we broke those New Year's resolutions yet? Are you following through with those plans? I'm still having a little bumpy road in my plans, but we're getting there. You know, it takes a while to change. It's not easy making changes in your life. And knowing there's things that you need to change and having the discipline to do it is not always easy, and how we have a tendency as humans to fall back into our old ways and habits. And I can think of family members that just were not able to succeed in some of their addictions and struggles of life, and they went to the grave, you know, defeated that way. And I don't want to be one of those, you know. But you keep trying, you keep going, you know, and whatever it is that you're dealing with. But yeah, you know, it's so easy to just want to be a recluse, you know. And I'm 53 now. And things happen when you start getting older. You start hitting that age 45, 50, 60s, you know. Just listening to people my age and a little older. And it just seems like a common theme. Whoa. That your tolerance for silliness is getting shorter and shorter, and you start seeing things more clearly. You obtain more clarity of life, and you see things for what it is. And it just makes you just want to pull back and not participate in all the silliness. You see a lot of the delusion. You see things differently than the average person. And you just don't want to participate in society sometimes. And you just want to just pull back and go hide up in your cave and not deal with people. And when you start getting people into your life, what happens? You start inviting what? Chaos, drama, problems. You know, where you had a nice, simple, quiet, peaceful life. Now you got more people involved. Now they're increasing your stress level. And then now the next thing you know, they're borrowing, asking for money that you'll never see. Or they're living in a spare room, which I don't mind helping people. We should help each other, but you know what I mean. And you got to be able to pick and choose your battles and who you allow in your life, because if you invite the wrong person in, man, they make your life an issue and a hassle. And then sometimes you wish, man, I wish I wouldn't have approached that person, or, you know, I shouldn't have allowed that person in my life, because they've been nothing but a headache. And so I think, especially for men, we treasure our peace. We like quiet. We don't like a lot of noise, hassle, and we enjoy our freedom. We don't like to be too restricted, you know? And I think those are three things that a lot of men appreciate. And there's women too, but ladies, you have to admit, you guys thrive on drama. You guys love, drama. And if things are going well, you'll throw a wrench in the works just to create something so you can feel something, because your feelings and emotions. We understand that. We don't hate you, ladies. That's just your nature. Men, that's not our nature. We don't like all that. We like a nice, peaceful place. We like a peaceful home. We don't like chaos and drama. Wow. I think I said this before, but man, you'd think I was in the middle of Afghanistan here, waiting for the Taliban to come out, pop around the corner here. I'd be in a bad spot if this was Afghanistan. But yeah, we used to fly all through these places in Afghanistan. And our Black Hawks fly to 2. And there were times where, we landed and there was high ground all around us like this. And I was always vigilant, because you didn't know who was up there, who could pop out with a rocket-propelled grenade or an AK-47 and shoot down at us. And that happened to a couple of our helicopters, and they flew out. Luckily, nobody got hit, but the helicopters got shot up. And it's just I guess you could say, a miracle. No one was shot. It was just amazing. And the aircraft could take some rounds, so it's got ballistic plating around the engines, real thick drive shafts. The rotor blades can take rounds. It's an amazing machine. And that's Sikorsky Black Hawk, man. Both of them picked up, flew out. Not a problem. And RPGs blowing up around them as they were taking off, and hearing the tink, 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 tink as the bullets were hitting the aircraft. I digress. That was a lot of paperwork writing up those awards for those guys, as I was a lieutenant at the time, platoon leader in Afghanistan. Anyhow, but war stories. But yeah, and now you've got Iran protests. They're on fire, literally. And then protests here in America all over because of the Immigration Customs Enforcement. There was a woman that was shot and killed by an ICE agent. So that has sparked a big uproar and all these protests. And she was in a car. They asked her to get out of the car. She didn't. Then she goes to drive off. She hits the ICE agent, and he pulls his gun out, and he shot and killed her. So I guess that's what they're trained to do. A vehicle can be a weapon. I don't know if I would have personally have shot her. I probably would have just stepped out of the way. I wouldn't shoot anybody unless I really, really had to. But yeah, that guy didn't mess around, and she hit him, and boom. Anyway, but it's a mess right now. And everybody's in their own camps and so divided. There's a burnt up car up there. I kid you not, it's a shell of a car. When I'm hiking out here, I see some crazy things. And there was like this old 1940s car I found. It was full of bullet holes. I guess somebody brought it out. Why is this phone doing that? Maybe it's a low light. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go check that out. There's a frame. I can see it's a car frame. I'm thinking, how the heck did they get it up there? Anyhow, I digress again. And you just see this weird stuff. Look at this. This is a glove box. Look at that. That's a glove box. Full of dirt. It's been out here for a while. It's probably from that car. This was big mafia country back in the day. Vegas and all that, the mafia. Mafia didn't mess around. And there's probably a bunch of bodies in here, buried in here, that we don't even know about. Heck, that might have been the car for somebody and they burned them up in there. Who the heck knows? I digress again. But yeah, it's just, so if you're feeling kind of goofy, where you maybe have lost interest in things, I can relate to that, where you've been motivated to go do something and now you're just kind of reevaluating things. You're seeing the world for what it is. You're waking up. You're learning. You're seeing the true nature of things. You're learning how things we've been lied to about. And it's just every time you turn, you're disappointed with everything, with the scams and high prices and the greed, the medical industry. Just go right on down the list. Every day I see all this stuff and it just really irks me. And it just makes me shake my head to what's going on in this world. But I've heard it said, and I think it's in a book. Oh, a little hummingbird. Nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under the sun. So people have been dealing with the same stuff in some form or fashion, have gone before us dealing with the same stuff. So, and it's just our turn. Wow, this goes right up through there. I can go right up through this valley area. Man, I have plenty of places to go hiking. Yeah, it continues on right up through there. How neat. How neat. But yeah, so you're not the only one, thinking about things and wondering what you want to do, and frustrated with the current state of affairs. Oh my gosh, man. And then you get up in the morning, it's like, oh, how many can relate to that? You get up and you have a hard time getting up out of bed, it's like, here we go. It's just, we're just biding our time, coping. I'm a big believer that everything we do is just nothing more than a cope to get through this thing called life. And I said it before, no one ever asked to be born. I didn't ask to be born. You didn't ask to be born. Yeah, and we got no instructions on how to do this thing. Have at it. Here you go. You're in the world. Good luck. Figure it out. Yep, figure it out. And the big mystery of all this. Nobody has the answers. Again, that's another cope. People think they do. And all the different religions and all this and that. It's just whatever suits your fancy and gets you through. And but yeah, it's a mystery. It's a big mystery, and we're just so small in the grand expanse of the universe, you know, the Earth. And I've learned that you really have to just be true to yourself and live your life, and can't let people, you know, dictate or tell you the way you should live. And you have to really think for yourself, for sure. That's one thing I've learned, because everybody's got their opinions. Everybody thinks they got the answer, and they give you suggestions and they give you advice, but they're giving it from what they know. Oh, you need to have this. You need to be consuming that. Don't forget your B12. Don't forget your this. You need to be taking that. If you don't do this, you're gonna get sick. Blah 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 blah. Oh my gosh. But they only know what they know. And then I prove them wrong. I'm like, well, no, I'm doing just fine. I haven't been taking that supplement, sir. No, I don't take any of that. No, I don't take any of that. I'm fine. Oh, I'm surprised you haven't gotten sick yet. Oh my gosh. Well, you got to do this, and ooh. I just shake my head. I get frustrated. Yep, I can get frustrated with people. And yep. And then you just want to just be a solitary man. In peace. Leave me alone. You know? Just let me be. I don't need your headaches and your drama. You know? This is the new wealth. Peace and health. That's the new wealth. Jeez, life's too dang short to deal with BS. You know? Yep. My jacket's coming off. I tied it around my waist. I got too hot. But I find all kinds of neat stuff out here. Sometimes I find tents that were just abandoned. What's this? What's this? What is that? Maybe an old couch? I don't know. I don't know. And it's just out here in the middle of nowhere. I was like, how the heck did this get out here? I don't know. But you know what I mean. Maybe I'm getting a little hyperbolic. But you know what I'm getting at. You know, and these telemarketers that keep blowing up your phone. Dang, all day long they call my phone and texting me these crazy messages. I don't even know who the heck they are. Anyway. But yeah, but overall I'm doing good. I'm healthy. I'm just still trying, still being careful on what I do, you know, and I appreciate people's comments and suggestions and things, you know, and advice, giving me information. So it's good. I appreciate it, you know. But it's just, you know, timing, you know, and just making sure you're doing the right thing. And so that's all. New year, getting your personal ducks in a row before you go off on another grand adventure, you know, that's all. And enjoying what you can each day. Walking in this valley. I wonder what it'd be like at nighttime. Come out here at night. Bet you get a good view of the stars out here, you know? Coming out here, man. Maybe I'll do that. That'd be kind of a cool video. See what kind of stars we can see out here. That'd be neat, but anyway, I'll stop talking. Thought I'd just shoot an impromptu video, share a few things. Maybe some of you guys can relate, you know, to the goofiness. I think this is where I went up. To the goofiness going on. But yeah. So hang in there, folks. Yeah, we're 10 days in. You know, this year is just getting started. And just keep going, keep trying, keep striving. Or as I heard it said, keep pushing your rock uphill. Yep, we all got a rock. We're all got our own personal rocks. Just get out of bed and you push your rock uphill. And maybe that's one way to get back at this system. Some people say life doesn't really have any meaning, but you have to give it meaning. So I think that's a good way to think about it. Even if this is all it all ends, we die and that's it or whatever. I think that's a good idea. If it's all meaningless, well, you know what? Give it meaning for yourself. Give your life meaning. You know? So I think that's a good thing to do. And whatever it is that you want to do, whatever the case may be, and not caring what anybody thinks about it. I remember my old neighbor. I always wondered why he was always cutting grass. It's like he'd be out there, the grass just grew maybe like a 1/16 of an inch. Oh, I got to get out there and cut that grass. And I was talking to him one day, and he just, in passing, said that he enjoyed it. There was something about getting on that mower that he just enjoyed. And I judged him, thinking, oh, this guy's crazy. He's like, why is he always out there cutting that grass? But then if I put myself in his shoes and all the issues and struggles of that man's life, and he's had a hard life, and his wife died. She's still alive, but she recently died. She had Parkinson's disease. She's a 2-time breast cancer survivor. She went through a lot. He went through a lot dealing with her, taking care of her, and other tragedies in his life. Oh my gosh. And he lost his first wife, and his son got ran over by a truck when he was in the Navy back in the 60s. His son survived it. Oh yeah, he's got a story. Oh my gosh. And then he's got his own health problems. He's in his 80s now. But, you know, one thing that brought him some type of solace and peace and just enjoyment was when he could get on that mower and just cut the grass on his property. He had a pretty good chunk of property over there. I don't know how many acres he had. But I was like, you know what? I can't judge the man. So whatever it is that you want, whether it's cutting grass or going for walks, playing a piano, you know, woodworking, mountain biking like this guy up here on top of the hill, whatever, do it. Give your life meaning, and as hard as it may be sometimes, we're all going through the same thing. Get out of bed, even though it might feel nice and warm and cozy. Get out, get your rock, and push it uphill. Anyhow, I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Be safe.
Do you marvel at the carver's skill?
Yes, master. And it is meaning. Each is free to move, yet each is held captive.
Are we not also?
The temple does not hold us. We have only to open the door.
Are we then free to go anywhere we choose, even up into the heavens?
No, master.
Why do I speak to you of freedom?
It puzzles me, Master.
Is your mind not free to seek its own course? To soar even to the heavens, though you turn and spin within a prison?
But I wish to be truly free.
Bind yourself to nothing. Seek harmony with all. Then you will be truly free.